Hello, viewers. Sriram Kumar here. It's a good rainy day. Weather looks pretty good. At the same time, I have Ganesh in front of me who cleared PMP on November 3rd. He's so excited, happy, delighted because PMP achievement makes you feel more confident. I can see the confidence at his face. So first thing, congratulations, Ganesh. Wonderful achievement.
Thanks, Sriram. Actually, it was a good target for me that finishing before Diwali was something more important for me to achieve. So it was just like one day so that I can also celebrate my Diwali happily with my family.
That's true. That's true. Diwali celebration, Diwali gift for yourself. You gifted yourself. Here it is, senior manager, big role. He's playing big role and is a PMP certified on November 3rd. The moment you see the certificate, it gives energy. That doesn't mean that other things don't do, but this certificate really takes some effort. You have to think twice, thrice, prepare yourself, make some discipline, sleep on time, wake up on time, read well, improve your writing habits, be organized. That's what this certificate all about, right? Pretty good, pretty good. So you being a senior manager, already you are what you want. Now, why this certificate thought?
Okay, so this was some kind of like an internal push, what I wanted to do. So I was thinking from quite a few years back, say maybe some 4 or 5 years back, I thought, okay, let me take a PMP. That's where I was really doing a project manager role in my company. Then I was thinking, okay, let me try reading Simbok, but it was completely dry at that time. Somehow only a few pages I went, then I stopped because of other priorities, some on-site visits plan and keep going some things. So then somehow the touch didn't go, but I was really always having to say, okay, I need to take some certifications. It's been a long time. I have been proved myself in the market. Maybe I have done in my organization, but what is in the outside world, where I am standing, where will I see myself? So that's one of the triggers for me to take up this PMP certification hardly this time, and then I could able to prove myself.
Got you. I like the word, what you said, proving to yourself, not to someone else, right? You want to see, hey, can I? Because we are out of academics years back, right? No one asks you, Ganesh, do you do this? Do you read this? Because you're grown up, now you ask your children. So now there is a day where you want to test yourself. Am I really ready for it? I think that is what it has. Nice, really good. I like that. So now this all happened, and how is it in the spark of getting to a proper learning program happened? Because even though we say that, yeah, PMP should go like this, sometimes we feel that, okay, let's do a self-study, we'll close it out, kind of a feel we get. So where a spark came, let me go on a proper program.
Okay, actually I was looking out what to do, and then checking with few of my friends who recently cleared last year, because last year was the rush of the eco change and so on. So I did some self-study before I enrolled into this program. What is there? What are options available? What is the current trend in the market? I also see a couple of my friends also got certified this year, in the beginning of this year. Then I asked them, what did you do all this? People suggested different options. Then one of my close friends who had already done in ShriLearning, he suggested the coach is good, he is supportive, well talkative, I will say. So you will get it jovial. You won't see that it is really a training program. It's like just talking to your friend or a colleague in office. You will pass the time very quickly. Don't think that it's a learning program. It will help. So that is something what I thought, okay, it motivated to say, okay, let's take up this training, because there were a lot of people suggested some online video based training, some things and all. But then I felt it's okay to invest like every weekends for 8 hours for five weekends. Still, it's okay. I also get to know multiple people. Actually, this increased my networking. That's what I will say. It's not about the learning program. I felt that this helped me to get more networks. Many people I could able to talk. I also approached few before my exams. After my exams, many approached me. I will say that this certification doesn't only earn my self recognition. It also helps to build up the network, keep us up to date. What is in the market, what is going on, how the environment is, also different dynamics in different industries. I spoke to different people, not in my domain. I didn't speak to anyone in my domain. I'm in automotive background. I couldn't get anyone in my batch from automotive directly talking to me, but all were different, like pharma, construction, different domains. So it was actually nice to know how things goes in their end and so on.
Nice. When you say automotive domain, definitely agile may be in the starting stage, or it could be entering now. Is it something like that, or agile is matured there?
Yeah, actually, I have shifted a couple of organizations. In my past organization also, I have seen agile lean being started up and it's growing there. Even in our organization currently where I am there, we started with agile. We are thinking whether should we take up something like a safe method and so on. So there are some practices in buckets, not as a full agile. So it's like an hybrid model. Some are in predictive mode, some in agile. Because only after I took the course, I could able to map, okay, this is where this hybrid is getting splitted as predictive in the beginning, hybrid, agile in the middle, again going to predictive. So this mappings I could able to really get with the help of this learning, I would say.
Wow, that's good. So now you are a rock star in the meeting room in office.
Yeah, sometimes it goes, yes. The progressive elaboration, or like say why we should choose a burn up chart instead of burn down. That helps me nowadays. Yeah.
Makes sense. Fantastic. Good. So give some idea how the preparation went for you, so that a listener here, imagine a listener is very new and asking, hey, I just started a learning process. Now tell me how to go for it. What kind of plan you want to show them?
Maybe I will tell my experience, how I did, then maybe I can suggest what is the best possible people can take up.
Sure. One request, keep the mic a little close. Possible. Yeah, try again.
Yeah. Okay, now I will share my experience, what I did, what steps I followed, because I was like literally hard-coded to say finish on November. So started in August end. Actually, I missed the first session of yours. I went through only the YouTube video. So it was like really say, okay, when I listened to your first video, I said, okay, let me fix a target by November, not even December. So it was like 3 months, but I will be proud to say in 2 months and 5 days, I finished the exam also. It was all many motivations you also gave in each session. And I also really spent my own time, like literally I used to sit like 2 hours in a day to read. So first the reading session, that's where the concentration should go, the book reading, the Rita or whatever you want to choose. I chose myself Rita because I tried to speak to many people. Some suggested PMBOK, they read, some suggested Head Start. But I felt I browsed through all the books. I felt Rita was better for me. So I picked up Rita. Then within like 1 month and 5 days, I finished my complete Rita reading, including the chapter test in the Rita book.
That's quite good.
I was like a little bit fast track, I will say.
Yeah. Pretty fast it is. Comparing the job nature where you are and the position where you are, reading is pretty. But at the same time, tell me, when you read the books, did you felt, man, these are new subject in my life I never seen, or was it well aligned with the day-to-day job? You feel, hey, this I know. Maybe I didn't know the terminology, but I know this. Did you feel that?
Yes, for me, that was what I wanted to share. Many things where I was already doing it, like say project charter, we call it as a project plan. So there were terms which were already there in my way of working in my company. Then I could easily map many things to this. Only thing where I was left was recruitment. So completely that recruitment area, we never go in, no negotiations we do. It's already predefined vendors. We just take the vendors and then do it. One more was on the monitor quality and control quality. This term was completely new. We just call it as audit, process compliance and something. But when we read about in Rita, it was like monitor quality and control quality. So this terms little bit took time for me to get adjusted with the terms.
I understand.
But other chapters were straightforward, like stakeholder matrix, RASI format, and with the people source Gantt chart or WBS, all this, we have a different terminologies which is used, but I could able to easily correlate. That was also one of the advantage when I started correlating my work products, what I see in my company, because I'm currently not a project manager, I'm a functional manager who is supporting the project manager. So I have a team of 7 people who support to the project execution, mainly with respect to requirements. We say extended project team, right? So that's the one. So all this able to help me to see what goes on, and then I could able to take it.
Cool, man. That's a good job you're doing already. So already you are a portion of the book, already you're doing it. So you're aware of things.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
The hitting book, you'd say you went faster, you read it, you got the concepts, well and good. I have seen you participating weekly tests, daily tests, writing. You did writing habits also, I believe, right?
Yes,
What's
yeah,
happening?
Yeah.
So
actually, writing habits helps a lot when we write and then read from our handwriting. That's where I felt that, okay, it goes into my mind. If I read something on a printed book, okay, I have to underline and say, okay, this is the key terms, I have to take it in my mind. If I just read a newspaper, no, I won't get it. But if I underline something in the newspaper while I'm reading, okay, that's the word, it goes into my mind. So I always have a habit that I always write notes whenever I read the key points. Maybe that helped me a lot, because the notes what I write is what I revise every day in the morning. So before taking a chapter test of ShriLearning, because I was doing also chapter test for some time, then switch to full mock. So during the chapter test, I take the chapter test notes, and then I just glance through. I don't go to the book again. So it will show what are all the key terms in that, and then what are all the new terms. So new terms I differentiate with the key terms.
Got you. That's pretty interesting. When you practice, your scores will be up and down.
Yes.
Okay. So what kind of strategy you have to use to improve your scores?
Okay. Actually, this is a tricky part for me. Sometimes I literally went lower than 65. I felt, okay, 65 lower is too bad. I have to improve, because somehow from the school, I was like a little bit in a top scoring percentage. So when I see 65 or lower, I felt, oh no, I'm not ready. I have to, whether should I go through the book again or something. But then I started looking at where I'm making the mistakes. So like some questions which were in the negative terms, like except, not. So these were a few mistakes what I started observing, that these are the patterns. So I started focusing on these parts. And a few things are like some terms which I missed it in the book. So example, osmotic communication in Agile. So this term, I really missed it in the book to underline. But when I got the question, I really wanted to spend time to find out where it is in the book. Why this term is coming in the question. So without that, you will not have some terms. Or if it is not in the book, maybe somewhere, some other books it's referred. So that's where the curiosity helped me to find out, okay, what are those specific terms. But to be frank, in the final exam, no such terms were there.
See, 180 questions in an exam, they cannot ask everything in the book, right? They can try some area, but it's a psychometric exam. Through certain questions, they understand, are you a person who really understood this? Or are you just a book person? So that's why the exam is planned out. Cool. Happy to know all this stuff. Now let's talk a little about the main exam. Main exam, you went to center-based, online?
I took it as a center-based. I took it at the Bangalore center. So because I prefer to sit on the center so that I avoid the disturbance, because at home, some are the other, maybe the mobile is near. Even though we put it on no internet, some calls might come or a text message might come. So we get distracted, because that's the usual trend what I saw during my mock. So something rings, I try to pick it up. This is my behavior. So I'm also trying to change it. So that's one of the reasons I prefer.
If you do that in your main exam, your exam will be disqualified. Okay, quite interesting. You went to center. I believe center is pretty decent these days. They provide all the facilities. And I think they're providing a plastic sheet, right, for writing
the
down.
Plastic sheet was there. Actually, I didn't use it much. Only one question I did it where the CPI based was there, but I couldn't. Why not have used it also? I could have done it based on the mind calculation itself. It is very simple.
See, when I was writing exam years back, they used to give a yellow color paper sheet and few pencils. You should have seen my sheet, how much I written. The whole, 2 papers will be full of writing, because 18 mathematics questions were there. Okay. Also, those days, they'll give 10 minutes or 15 minutes before the exam starts. So I will put all the process knowledge in the paper itself. just for my brain dump. This is a strategy followed years back. Now all removed out, nothing is there.
Yeah, now it's not allowed to do a brain dump also in the
You cannot
center.
write it.
So
You
that
cannot
is
write it.
also there because they take
Yeah.
it and they see what you have written.
Okay, that's good. So now exam part, 3 sections are there, 60, 60, 60. So time management, how was it for you?
Actually, I felt I was good at time management. Even at the mocks, I could able to do it before the deadline. So I will share my experience in the center, what I did. So the first 60 questions, I could finish it in 75 minutes. Then the second one, it took a bit long. Few questions were like so tricky, or the sentences was confusing. Maybe it is also because I took a break. Maybe to come back to that flow of writing the questions, it took some time. So I felt a little longer. So close to 80 minutes was the second set. Then I realized, okay, in the break, maybe I am relaxing too much. I should not do that. So just after the second break, I came back immediately, just refreshing myself. I took some apples to eat so that it gives me energy because I like some sweets, but I don't want to have chocolates because it is more sweeter. So I took some apples. So half apple in the first break, second half apple. So I came back quickly. Then I had that flow. Okay, now read, answer, look for options which I should eliminate. Then always it is like two tiebreaker. So you have to choose one among the two. So this is what was majority of the questions I had. So out of this, then I could able to finish. The third set was really quick. I could able to do it in 60 minutes itself.
Quite
And I
interesting.
can say overall, I have only marked, say, some 7 questions for review, not more than that. So I was also
Clear.
confident because I felt sometimes if I do a review again and again, I feel, okay, I'm making mistakes. This was my practice in the mocks. So I wanted to say, okay, let me really say if question is fully confusing, then I mark it. Otherwise, I will go with my best at that instance. That is enough.
See, this is something like choosing Diwali dresses. If you buy it one shot, it's over. If you keep choosing more choices, you won't buy. You keep on looking for what is the next color, next color. Huh? That's quite cool. That's quite cool. So that's fine. So you are comfortable middle of the exam. Okay, I'm done with the exam. I'll clear the exam. That feel you started
Yeah,
getting.
after the second slot, I was confident. First 60, okay, some tough questions. Second 60, also few are tough. Then, but later part of questions, it was there. But third one was quite easy. Third batch 60 was easy. I was when I was coming out because I didn't know that the result paper will be given at the reception desk. I thought it will show at the end of the screen. I was clicking, waiting. It says end finished. The screen got closed. Then okay, when I go, I was like, okay, at least I will get target. Not about target, for sure I will get target. I was confident with the way of answers what I have done. Yeah, but yeah, it helped me to also achieve 380s in all the 3 domains. I also did a retrospective again after coming back because that also helped me to understand where the gaps is. Something on people, few questions. It's really mapping to the eco. So if you see the eco, the question pattern, the first 60 covers one type of eco. Again, the eco starts. So you have to understand each words in the eco, and the situation questions are based on the eco only, nothing outside eco.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Got it. That's quite interesting. Makes valuable points there. Super good. And really want to thank you for giving these tips to the people. I'm sure you bugged your family for this preparation.
Yeah, literally, actually, I have to help them. I have to say so much thanks to them because my daughter also spend a lot of time saying not to disturb me because we are like movie buffs. So most of the weekends I see a movie. So when I say I have to prepare no movie this weekend, they will. My daughter will say, "Oh no." Then somehow she get adjusted to it. She also avoids it. Like 2 months, literally no movies on the weekend. Then now slowly little bit changing, but I'm also trying to keep up that avoiding the movie because it's also becoming a habit. So I also utilizing this opportunity to say reduce the frequency.
That's it, man. In the classes, I used to tell, stay away from television. I think you were the guy first scolded me. This is so high. It spoils me. Okay, yeah,
My
nothing
family
wrong.
also supported. Sometimes when I do a book-based exam, my daughter will come and say, "Okay, let me ask you 4 questions. Tell me answer of this." Yeah, I would have done it yesterday. So some questions I would say, okay, this is the answer. She will turn back to the answer and say, okay, this is correct, this is wrong. You have to read again. So somehow they also got attached to that what I am doing. Without family support, I think it's very difficult to finish it in the short time.
That's true. That's true. We inspire the family, isn't it? They look at the commitment. The children learn a lot how we are preparing. We are not doing any shortcuts. I see some people tell that it's very common in the, at least in the roads like in our country, people cut the signal, right? Your children sitting in the car or a bike or somewhere, they're seeing you what you do. So and tomorrow you come and tell you have to be a good person. They'll tell, Dad, first of all, you follow the signal properly.
Exactly. Even my daughter says, no, we should not jump a signal, even though the left road is free and you are in the first, nobody stands there. So you have to stay. So I go and pick my daughter from school. So it's just like 2 kilometers from my home. So there is only one signal, but still she says, better stop.
Yeah. So that's the thing. They're watching us. So, so you are setting a good example there. Happy to know that. Yeah. Super good, Ganesh. And special thanks to you for coming up here and giving this wonderful inputs. Any final notes for people around who are watching this video?
I will say, don't need to panic the exam or the mock. Many people, I feel that they get panicked saying, oh no, I am getting a lower score. The first score was 75, second was something going to 70, and third is 65. But I feel that is only showing that, okay, we have some gaps, we have to address that gaps, but nothing to worry about it. Just focus on the concepts. Concepts is what is more important. Ideal PM way of answering. So these two things, if we remember when we are preparing also, when we start reading also, we have to say, okay, this is ideal PM, this is what I do. If you differentiate these two factors, I think this should be the perfect way of preparing, and this will help you to go and crack it. Yeah.
Perfect. Great. I appreciate that. Thanks a lot for coming up here and giving this wonderful point. And as I keep telling that, apply what you learn. Yes, so it's not a book knowledge will make you a better person, because I see a lot of qualified people who couldn't shine, who couldn't grow. They get stuck in the same place for so many years. Could be the reason we could not apply what we learned, right? So point here is you have to go and apply. Yeah. So keep applying, keep growing higher. Thanks a lot for being here. Have a great time. Thank you.
Thanks, Shriram.